What is up, YouTube? It is Red back again with another video. So today, y'all, we're going to be talking about the time that I had got accepted to be on Disney Channel. At this time, I was probably like around I was in 4th or 5th grade. I was probably around like 7, 8 years old. I was really into acting. I still am to this day, but back then I was really strongly into acting. Like, I don't know why, but I had like a sense where I just really wanted to do it. It was something that was so cool, so fun, so interesting to me. Like, I had a passion for it. And I didn't realize what it was. I didn't realize the term name. I didn't realize what it actually was. I didn't know it was the entertainment industry. I didn't know really much about it because around the time, you're not like mature, you're not knowledgeable when it comes to a lot of different things in life, especially if you don't have a phone or you don't go on Google and you don't, watch YouTube videos and stuff. A lot of times, you guys know, back then, a lot of people weren't vlogging, being a rapper, being a model, being an actor. People weren't really saying too much or posting too much about stuff like that. It's either you do it or you don't. So around that time, like before I even went to this audition, y'all, and shit like that, I was writing scripts. So I had a next door neighbor who was into acting as well. We would write scripts all the fucking time. We would write scripts like once a month, and we would memorize the script. We would act it out, and we had a camera. So we would record our play, aka plays, or we would show them to our family once a month. And it would be like a movie show or something like that, or like, a play, whatever the case may be, but just for family members. And we would do one once a month. It would be different types of plays. It would be like, something that's like an action type of play. So like we were into like a lot of different stuff back then. Like, for example, like of course Barbie and Winx, if you guys know what that is, and like stuff like that. So we were doing a bunch of action type of stuff and paranormal scary stuff. Like we did like a parody of Scream. We did another one where me and my friend were fairies and we were fighting off bad people. We did one that was like a parody of Kim Possible, stuff like that. So we were doing a bunch of different things. Like we were doing flips, and we was fake fighting each other and shit like that. We literally was writing scripts, and I'm not talking about one page, I'm not talking about two, I'm talking about 10, 30 pages of scripts. Now keep in mind, if somebody's 8, 9 years old and you're writing scripts, you're acting and shit like that, and you got people, you really think that they're doing that because of validation or attention or because they want to be famous? I don't know what fame is at 7, 8 years old. So no, I was doing that because I actually genuinely liked to do it, and it was something that called to me with how young I was. One of the times we had heard on the radio, it was on the radio, it was talking about, hey, if you want to go to a Disney Channel audition, this, that, and third, a little ad on the radio or whatever. So my mom had got the number, and she actually called the place, and she booked the audition, and they told me to come at this place, this time, da-da-da. So a week had passed, we went to the audition, and we pulled up. It was me, my cousin, one of my boy cousins, and my aunt and my mom. So we go. It's a big building. I'm not gonna lie to you, it's very big. It's as big as like 2 cafeterias when you walk in there, full of people, full of chairs, everything. So when we go in there, you gotta write down your name, that you arrived, what you're looking to get into, modeling, acting, commercials, TV shows, movies. Like, you literally tell them what you want to do, how much experience you got, do you have a portfolio, etc., etc. So that was really what was going on. I was excited, I was nervous, y'all. I was scared for my life because I was just like, this is something I always wanted to do, but I'm nervous. Like, when you actually doing something that you always wanted to do, it's shocking, so that's how it was for me. So boom, I'm there with him. We go and we get, like, they give us a little script to memorize, like a monologue to memorize. My monologue had to do with cereal. So I had to talk about cereal and how good it was, and I had to act like I was eating cereal and shit like that. So I was acting it out and everything. So around this time, he had to do, I forgot what he had like a face wash monologue or something like that. So boom, they had called my name. I went to the room. It's like you got to step into a little room, and I'm not gonna lie, the room is as big as like a 1-story, like a regular bedroom. So you go in the room, and boom, it's like 4 or 5 different judges. Like, it looked like American Idol, if you guys know what I'm talking about. So basically it's like a little, a little big long ass desk, and it's 4 different people sitting there with suits and business attire. And they're like, okay, what's your name, what's your height, what's your weight? They asked me to do runway walk. They asked me how much experience I have, why I want to do it, this, that, and third. Then I automatically had to do lines in front of them, and you have to memorize it. So if you actually read it and stuff like that, you get disqualified. You had to act it out, everything like that. So that's what I was doing. They said I was very good. They said that I would more than likely would be good on a Disney Channel commercial or a TV show. And they was like, I have a good look. I'm very I'm a good actor, this, that, and the third, especially with being as young as I am. So they accepted me. They told me they would want me to go on Disney Channel for this new show. They told me about the show. They told me what I would have to do, what type of character I'm going to be playing. I'm not going to be playing the main role. I was going to be like the third supporting role. So if you guys know stuff about acting, if you don't, basically they have a lead. They usually have multiple leads. So like when you're watching a TV show or a movie, usually it'll be like it'll be like 2, sometimes even 4 main characters, sometimes 5. So that's what it was around that time. So boom, afterwards, and they told me, yeah. Now keep in mind, y'all, they didn't say yeah immediately after I did my monologue. They said, we will call you and we'll tell you if you made it or not. So boom, they had called my mom a week later and told them I made it. And that's when they told me the details of the show that they wanted me to be on and all this type of stuff. They told me that if I was to go on the show, they're gonna pay for our plane tickets. And they said that we're going to have to go move there for the TV show, and I would have to sign a 4-year contract, and that I would have to be homeschooled. They told me I'm gonna have to live out there. I can't keep like going back in between California and Texas, because this was actually formed in California. So they had told my parents like everything when it comes to being a Disney Channel actor, especially at a young age. They told me they was gonna pay for my own acting coach, where the acting coach would be teaching me how to act while I'm on set. If it's lunch or if it's break or something like that, I would have an acting coach. I would have a stylist, all different types of stuff. And they actually declined. They said no, because they said they was gonna pay for the plane ticket, but that's it, y'all. So that would mean that my parents would have to move me to California and pay for a house out there just for me to be on Disney Channel. And one thing my mom said was that she did not want to move. She said, no, we don't want to move all the way to California just for you to be on a Disney Channel show. And my dad, he told me that he declined it, because both of them told me they declined it, which made me very mad. And I was crying. I think I cried for a couple of days straight, because that's something that I really wanted to do. And for your dreams to like get canceled just because your parents don't believe in you or because of certain excuses, it's kind of crazy, you know? So my dad, on the other hand, he declined it as well. Like they both were talking or whatever. So my dad agreed with my mom and declined it, because he said that he would rather I go to a public school instead of getting homeschooled. He said if I got homeschooled, I would be slow and I wouldn't learn anything and I probably wouldn't graduate. So that pissed me off. And now that I look at it, looking back since I'm older, I think my parents honestly genuinely did not believe that I can make it and like onto the show and actually make money, because they told them how much money I was going to make per episode and everything like that, and they still declined. So I feel like it's not even about the money. I feel like and it's sad because they don't realize that they missed out on the opportunity to have their child possibly become a star. You know what I'm saying? So for me and my family to miss out on money, to miss out on time, to miss out on energy is crazy to me. Like I would have got free acting lessons, homeschooled, which they pay for as well. Disney Channel would have paid for me to be homeschooled. And for me to be on TV and to be living my dream, especially as a 7, 8-year-old, whatever the case may be. And y'all remember back then in Disney Channel, when you were a young actor on Disney Channel, they had you on everything. They had you on Disney Channel for years. So I know some of these people had bank. They probably don't have bank now, but they definitely had bank while being on Disney Channel. So I was so mad at my parents, because it was just something that would have changed our lives and probably would have helped me in the long run, because I would have enough experience in the industry, and because I would have been doing something that I love to do instead of doing stuff that I don't like, that I am only doing because I need to pay bills. I just didn't like that they were trying to control my life. You know, they was like, oh, if you do this, you're not going to go to college, you're not going to graduate. How do you know this? How do you know this? Like, nothing about the acting world. They didn't know nothing about the entertainment world. And I feel like as parents, like, you should always believe in your child and, you know, we're your legacy. So I feel like they should have allowed me to be on the TV show, and I probably would have been an excellent actor by now. I probably would be super stable in life and totally different than how everything's going now. It was a lesson learned as well. I'm glad I did get the experience of being in front of agents, being in front of directors, because they were casting directors and agents that were there. I'm glad I got the experience of seeing how an audition was, seeing how to act, how to talk, how to walk and stuff like that. And being in a building with actual producers of Disney Channel was wild and crazy to me. And especially being at a young age and getting that experience in, because most people, they don't start doing acting or modeling or rapping until they're 15, until they're 20. So a lot of people don't experience that when they're young. A lot of people aren't passionate when they're young. So that just showed I was really in it for the long haul, and they messed up my dream of me doing what I wanted to do. And I feel like as any parent that's watching this, if your child wants to be whatever they want to be, even if you don't think they're going to make it, it's the point of showing them support and respect, and to be there for them and understand them and try to motivate them. Like, why would I want to be a parent and my child wants to do this and I'm telling them they can't do it? I don't know their full potential like that, you know? So why would you do that? Like, they didn't even allow me to even reach my best potential. They didn't even allow me to understand what it was and what I wanted to do in life. So yeah, but that's a little story time on my experience of when I went to a Disney Channel audition. If you guys ever went to a Disney Channel audition, Nickelodeon audition, any audition for acting, let me know down below. How was it? And are you still an actor?